Good morning and happy spring day. This is Chris Edge with DoubleEdgeHomes.com, and I'm here with...
This is Derek Smart with Intercap Home Loans.
We haven't done a little West Jordan update for a little bit, so it's time to just bring you up to speed. Spring is here. It has arrived. It is gorgeous out here today, and we just wanted to take a minute and bring you up to date of things that have happened in the last month or so. The housing market is really starting to heat up right now. The home sales are a tad behind what they were last year, but it's still starting to pick up a little bit, getting a little brisk. Probably the real information is what has happened to rates in the last
Chris,
12 months.
Yeah, this was the interesting part. In April, we hit a 63-month low for interest rates. So what that means is every week they're tracking interest rates, and we finally hit a bottom in April. Now we've seen that we haven't rose much off of that bottom like we saw, so which is good for home buyers. But I think that really is going to spark for May that now we're going to have more people that are, okay, we saw that reduce from an interest rate, we're able to qualify for a little bit more home. Let's get into a home this summer, and I think it'll help. I think it'll increase the sales for this summer.
63-month low. Okay, so
week. 63 week.
63 week low. Okay, so rates are lower than they have been in the last over a year.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. What kind of numbers are we seeing? 3, 4, 5?
You know, I even saw 3% come up this last week.
That's amazing.
So I'm going to say 4s are pretty common. The other thing we're noticing is people are paying about $1,600 for rent right now in this area on average. So when people are paying $1,600 a month in rent, that gets them a home.
So yes, West Jordan rents are averaging $1,600 a month for, I think, over 40% of the houses are 3-bedroom homes. And so if you're paying that kind of money for rent, folks, you can afford to buy your own home. I get a lot of calls throughout the week. I probably field 20, 30 calls a week from people wondering, how do I get started? What do I have to do? And the very, very first thing you need to do is talk with Derek. You got to start by knowing where you're at so we know how to get you where you want to go. Another important factor in West Jordan is that the median home value is pushing $330,000 in West Jordan. An interesting factor here, we pulled those up this morning. There are 118 active listings today, ranging from $200,000 to $1.2 million. That just kind of tells you why West Jordan is one of the desired areas along the Wasatch Front. One, because of its diversity and its ability to have affordable housing all the way up to some really, really nice homes. So what are you finding from people who are calling you?
You know, here's what I'm noticing. I spoke with a couple 2 days ago. Their credit was about 620, and they thought, man, I'm never going to be able to buy a house. I'm going to have to rent forever. And what was interesting is we went through the pre-approval process with them, and now they're out shopping for a house. 620 is a great credit score these days. There's some mortgage opportunities that came up. I just got an email this morning on another one where there's more down payment assistance money coming in to help. So if you've got either lower credit than what you think, or you've got less money than what you think it takes to buy a home, give us a call and let's see what we can do to find you, because there's grant money always moving around that we can let you know about.
That's funny you say that. I've talked to people who I don't want to talk to a lender yet because my credit's not good enough. And I'd ask them, well, what do you think your credit is? And they'd give me numbers, 650, 680, some of them 700. And that just goes to show you that not everybody knows exactly what the parameters are. You can actually get into a home with a credit score, I think as far as it goes down is 580. Is that about right?
I've heard 580, yep.
And again, that's not going to be your best rates, but you're in the marketplace. That's the important thing to remember. You're in the game at that point.
Yeah.
620 is very common. You know, you guys are this close. So if you are considering whether or not you can buy a home.
Well, that's what I was going to say with Chris on the 620. 620 is when a lot of down payment assistance kicks in. Because once you hit that, that's kind of that magical number that now you've got down payment assistance opportunities, which what that means is somebody's going to help you finance that that 3%, that 3.5% down payment.
I get a lot of calls, people asking about that down payment assistance, as a matter of fact. I know of only a couple of programs. What kind of programs are out there?
That's what I was going to say. I've got conventional ones, and I've got ones that follow FHA. Basically, all that means to you is there's some different guidelines that we follow, but there's these companies that are willing to finance that 3.5 to 5% down payment. Actually, I've got one that'll go up to they'll finance up to 6% of the loan amount.
That's fantastic.
There
Now,
you go.
and those are all individual programs. I mean, every program affects every person a little bit differently.
That is
right?
true. Yep.
So you need to qualify yourself. Derek is the one who can do that for you. He will tell you what you can do, what you can't do. He'll tell you which programs work for you, and that's why you need to start there, because he will give us the information on here's what you want to go shopping for. So I'm glad you touched on that. Anything else that's happening out there we want to tell these guys about?
You know, I'm actually going to see, I have actually noticed the rental market kicking up because there's less people that think that they can buy. So I'm going to say for you guys that are watching, getting this information, I'd say reach out to Chris, get an idea of what homes are in that area, because he keeps a good pulse on those houses and what things are moving and where's some good buys, and he can help find some maybe valued properties or properties that are undervalued and can help get you into those ones.
You know, I have a lot of people who will call me they just want to get some information on some houses. Here's a great place that you can go. Go to www.doubleedgehomes.com. Now you can do a search straight from there, but you're accessing the MLS. I have people call me all the time going, Zillow, Trulia, I got this, I want to see this house. And 9 times out of 10, that house is already sold. So don't rely on just any online website for doing a property search. You want to search the MLS because it changes every single day. So make sure that you're shopping current information, because you're just looking at history other than that. Other than that, anything else, Derek?
Have an outstanding May.
Wow,
We'll
it's
see
going
you
to
guys
be
in
a gorgeous
June.
May. Look at this. So appreciate your time. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, reach out to me, Chris Edge, doubleedgehomes.com.
And Derek Smart with Intercap Home Loans.
And Derek Smart. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful spring.